Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of WandaVision Episode 3. An episode that, spoiler warning, confirms Wanda envisions Bebes as Billy Kaplan and Tommy Shepard, future Young Avengers Wiccan and Speed, all while getting agonizingly closer to revealing what the hell is going on in Westview. So I'm going to comb through this episode shot by shot for the interesting clues and details that you might have missed. Oh, and real quick, I am wearing our new latest Obsession shirt and Unusual Couple, available at our merch store, newrockstarsmerch.com. It's got Easter eggs revealed only via augmented reality, and Epic Hero Shop is giving away 10 PS5s. Just subscribe to their channel, Epic Hero Labs, and every 10,000 subscribers, they'll announce a new winner. Just go to epicheroshop.com/giveaway and fill out the form to enter. These are selling out real fast. Get one of these and you can write in a custom shout out for our episodes of Inside Marvel. Okay, after episodes based on the Dick Van Dyke Show and Bewitched, episode 3's opening titles mix in influences from 70s sitcoms. The Brady Bunch with the 3x3 grid on the title, Three's Company with the bike riding, and the music sounds like the Partridge Family theme, not the Come On Get Happy featured in Ant-Man the Wasp, but the theme from the first season.
Come on now and meet everybody and hear us singing. WandaVision.
And once again, hexagons. Despite all the other aesthetics updating through the decades, this geometric formation keeps coming back. It's the constant. Now, sure, not every hexagon you see in the MCU is related. Hexagons are common shapes that show up everywhere. The wormhole grid of the MCU, the barrier of Wakanda, the AIM logo. But no, we are probably not gonna see the Iron Man 3 organization in the same series. General viewers are trying to get to know what SWORD is. One Dharma initiative per show, people. But within WandaVision, episode to episode, there could be a connection amongst the hexagons we see in this series, whether it's the number 6 or that honeycomb hive Westview theory, or simply Wanda's chaos magic, often being called hex magic. In the opening on the movie theater marquee behind Vision is Oz the Great and Powerful, oddly a 2013 title in a 70s setting. Now there could be a parallel between WandaVision and The Wizard of Oz. This series also has multiple witches, a Tin Man, and seems to be all about smoke and mirror illusions. And Oz the Great and Powerful was directed by Sam Raimi, who's currently directing Elizabeth Olsen in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which this series might be setting up Wanda to be the villain of. Agnes, once again, has her pendant, which appears to show 3 figures. Some are saying this could be connected to the 3 witches of Macbeth. I'm not sure though. There's definitely a taller one that holds something above these 2 smaller ones. Maybe a clue that Wanda's children are being kind of marionetted by another entity actually pulling the strings. Herb greets Vision with that same finger guns gesture that he did last episode. Interestingly, Herb does do a lot of hubbing with Agnes this episode, and she did that same pew 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 gesture to the mailman last episode.
Stick him up.
Don't shoot, I'm just a messenger.
Pew pew.
Vision's swing set has a green and yellow color scheme, matching his wardrobe and the colors of his classic costume in the comics, which he will show up wearing later this series. And you'll notice when Vision later swings with Wanda, you can briefly see Paul Bettany's flesh arm under his sleeve. Vision reads this red library book titled Pregnancy, The Psychological Experience by Libby and Arthur Coleman. It looks super worn down, which is a bit odd because it was first published in 1973, the decade this sitcom is set in. The library book should not be that beaten up. Some say that shadowy figure on the front looks like Mephisto. Others say it kind of looks like Mysterio, who, if you do think about it, in Spider-Man 3 set photos, is being made into this conspiracy martyr with a bunch of other flyers for missing children. We'll see how that connects, or if it does. Their new home set is modeled on the living room, the rock wall, the stairs of the Brady home. Wanda's hair is even fashioned like Marsha Brady, long, straight, and parted down the middle. Careful, Wanda, it is the 70s. Bundy is still on the loose. Vision asks,
Wasn't it? I mean, practically overnight. I mean, how did this happen?
That sharp leg squeeze. We do start to see this episode a diverging of Wanda's and Vision's motives and their levels of cognition. Wanda is far more concerned with hiding their superhero natures and nesting, while Vision seems like he's on that same page, but he totally publicly reveals his powers in his pursuit to figure out what the hell is going on, something that by the end of the episode, Wanda doesn't seem to care that much about. Dr. Nielsen's kind of an idiot.
We let the little ladies keep tabs on their growing babies with fruit. Makes it simple for them.
Son of a bitch. Now, in his fruit comparison, he says at 7 months, it's the size of a pineapple. The fruit we later see Wanda carving up may be the same pineapple Agnes gave them in episode 1. It's like she knew these fruit bebes were the plan the whole time. Now, the doctor's headed out on vacation.
Bermuda, baby. Yes.
Bermuda, interesting destination associated with the Bermuda Triangle, aka the Devil's Triangle, where various vessels over the years have gone missing. Not unlike the Sword toy helicopter that suddenly appeared in Westview after perhaps vanishing from the outside world as a life-size aircraft. Westview here could be the Bermuda Hexagon, the Devil's Hexagon, with a dark agenda to use the doctor's words, make a Bermuda baby.
Bermuda, baby.
Meanwhile, Herb is glitching. This tells us Herb isn't playing a part actively to deceive them, but under a kind of spell that is causing him to malfunction like this. It's a lot like the simulated reality in Rick and Morty, which also similarly glitches.
My man!
And in just the time he was outside, Wanda's pregnancy jumps to 5 months, judging by the papaya he holds beside her womb. Like the beeping toaster and the ticking Strucker watch, time's getting faster and faster. It isn't advancing logarithmically, it's a curved exponential acceleration. In the nursery, Wanda eats oranges, probably the orange that dropped off the table in the previous scene. Orange slices are kind of a thing in the MCU. Scott Lang mentioned them as a recharge food after growing in Civil War.
Does anyone have any orange slices?
And his same orange slices showed back up again in Endgame if you were looking closely, but they're painted with Simser Paint, Universe of Color, which is a nod to Jerry Simser, a Marvel Studio storyboard artist for WandaVision, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and She-Hulk. Now, Wanda's Butterfly Mobile comes to life.
It's kind of fluttery. Oh, did I do that? I didn't mean to.
Did I do that? Wanda, the 80s sitcom Urkelverse is until next week. Also, Wanda is verbalizing here how she accidentally changes the world and brings beings to life with just words blabbed out. Something that could happen with, oh, say mutants, but instead of no more mutants, let there be mutants. Oops, did I do that? Now they discuss some name options.
I can't wait to meet you, little Billy.
Billy?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking Tommy. Just a nice classic all-American name.
Ah, confirmed! As we've speculated for the past year, Wanda's children are indeed Billy Kaplan and Tommy Shepard, the Marvel Mutants and Young Avengers Wiccan and Speed, respectively. Their story in the Marvel comics is a little confusing. See, when Wanda first has her kids in the comics, they aren't really given full identities yet. They are just kind of revealed to be illusory pieces of Mephisto's soul and then are later reassembled into Mephisto. Agatha wipes her memory, but then later Wanda tries to rematerialize these kids in House of M, and around this era in comics, Wiccan and Speed are introduced as the Young Avengers, and then they're kind of connected back as Wanda's mutant children via that Mephisto link. I know, huh? It looks like the MCU is simplifying this. WandaVision is a kind of prelude to Wanda's reality flipping in House of M, setting up future Young Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kids who will team up with Kate Bishop from the upcoming Hawkeye series, Cassie Lang from the Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania movie, and others. Vision quotes Shakespeare.
All the world's a stage, all the men and women merely players.
This is the famous 7 Ages of Man monologue from As You'd Like It. It's an extended metaphor comparing the life of a person to a theatrical performance, paralleling the central conceit of WandaVision, in which these Avengers' lives are a kind of performative scripted routine that's in front of an audience. And thank you to Helix for sponsoring this video. Sleeping on an old saggy mattress you got from your uncle is like wearing your uncle's clothes. He is not your size and he has terrible taste in shirts. Quit sleeping on your uncle's hand-me-down mattress and get yourself a personalized Helix mattress. Helix mattresses are made right here in America and shipped straight to your door with free no-contact delivery, free returns, and a 100-night sleep trial. To choose a mattress, Helix made a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. If you like a mattress that's really soft or one that's really firm, if you sleep on your side or on your back or on your stomach, or if you tend to sleep really hot, which I know you do. With Helix, there is a specific mattress for each and everybody's unique taste. I took the quiz and got matched with the Dusk Luxe Helix mattress because I wanted a medium firm mattress with lumbar support that sleeps cool. I've been sleeping great ever since I got it. I love Helix, but you don't need to take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ, Wired Magazine, and Apartment Therapy. Just go to helixsleep.com/rockstars, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they will match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you're gonna love it. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/rockstars. That's helixsleep.com/rockstars for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. The kitchen soap is labeled coy, maybe a nod to this whole reality is being a bit coy, reluctant to tell the truth. Meanwhile, over at the Joneses, Phil reads the newspaper with the headline, 2 fire hydrants added on Main Street. Jessica actually yesterday pointed out how the fold makes it look like the word Hydra. But the lamp is what I'm looking at. It's got these 2 cherubs on it. Remember, Dottie is for the children. Children that are now in Westview as Wanda's twin babies, Billy and Tommy. Then this moment.
I think something's wrong here, Wanda. Yes, I know what you mean. The truth is, we are in uncharted waters.
Yes, this is an intentional editing choice. The music changes from dead serious scoring to cutesy sitcom crap. It's kind of like when Wanda said no and Rewound Westview. It's the same kind of language of video editing. It looks as though Wanda again is the one doing it. Notice her right before the jump. Her eyes dart from side to side as if to say, no, get me out of this conversation. I can't handle the truth. I also like how in the revised cut afterwards, Vision says we are in uncharted waters, much like the uncharted waters within the Bermuda Triangle or Devil's Hexagon. Let's make this a thing. Maybe everything we are seeing on the inside of this reality is a kind of sitcom feed that Wanda is projecting out on local airwaves. That's how SWORD is monitoring her, and why Wanda can cover up the cracks in the form of this sort of awkward editing. Now, in the commercial, the boy in the background is played by Wesley Kimmel, nephew to Jimmy Kimmel, who in a preseason interview with Paul Bettany gave us a clue by objecting to not being invited to the Friends and Family studio taping.
I think it was a friends and family kind of
What?
audience.
Friends and family, I'm an employee of this company.
And of course, the product is Hydra Soak, with the Hydra logo on the design pattern. This is actually a fascinating nod to another Marvel TV series, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., in which Coulson, in an episode when he was in a simulation called The Framework, rants about Hydra soap that controlled people's minds.
I would have figured it out a long time ago if it wasn't for the mind control soap.
Yeah. Wait, what?
That blue soap everyone uses? Hydra loads it up with chemicals. It seeps into our bloodstream, implants false memories into our brains. They want us to believe this is a magical place. But don't worry, I'm clear. I make my own soap now.
Now, obviously, that was just a hilarious conspiracy theory by Coulson, and I'm not sure if Westview is the exact same thing as that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. framework, but I do still love this parallel because obviously Wanda is in the same kind of fictitious reality, and these commercials are giving us lots of callbacks to her past as a Hydra lab rat. Find the goddess within is an interesting tagline, maybe reflecting Wanda's role as the goddess of this pocket reality, an emerging Omega level threat in the MCU, and like the Hydra Strucker Watch, always make time, and that Stark toaster, forget the past, focus on the future. It's kind of another call to action for this goddess. Also, in Marvel lore, Wanda's sorcery kind of comes from a curse from the demon god Chthon. Could be tied to that. Jessica brought up the interesting theory that this could be the Greek goddess of witches, Hecate, whom Wanda meets in the James Robinson Scarlet Witch 2016 solo series. Now, Wanda comically tries to hide her pregnancy from Geraldine. It's kind of a meta nod to the way sitcoms will awkwardly hide pregnant cast members' baby bumps with props and blocking. Now, Wanda tries to banish the stork with this red smoke, much like the red smoke used by the Wicked Witch of the West. But the smoke doesn't work, suggesting that Wanda's not totally in control of this reality. Wanda goes into labor and the house goes full poltergeist. The fireplace ignites. Hell. And notice how Wanda's final scream has this deep demonic echo to it. Billy and Tommy are born. Actually, if you think about it, Tommy does come out first because he's speed, baby, and Dr. Nielsen decides to cancel his trip.
I don't think we'll get away after all. Small towns, you know, so hard to escape.
Followed by Vision catching Agnes and Herb.
Did you lose power too?
Oh, sure did. But Ralph looks better in the dark, so I'm not complaining.
You know, it is pretty much the same joke that we saw with Phil and Dottie. Not very original, Agnes. Is your shadow-bound husband really the Grim Reaper or Mephisto? Herb and Agnes cast doubt on Geraldine, calling her an outsider.
She's new to town. Brand new.
Just no family, no husband, no home.
She came here because we're all...
She came here because we're all what? What are you trying to tell me?
Because we're all.
Stop it!
Ah, sounds like Herb was about to say trapped, or we're all under a spell, maybe even dead. I find Agnes's reaction interesting because she clearly views Geraldine/Monica as a threat and wants her gone, but she also desperately does not want Herb to reveal to Vision what is really going on just yet. In fact, her words, "stop it," are exactly what Mrs. Hart said when she broke down, kind of like a skipping record.
Stop it. Stop it.
Agnes wants to keep the Westview illusion alive, and she seems to exert some control over Herb and the others in the town to maintain that charade, but they need Wanda to also want to stay plugged in, using her desire for the children to keep her happy. Meanwhile, Sword and Monica are a threat to that illusion. They want to end it. They want to break Wanda free and free the people of this town. Thus, Agnes's apprehension toward Monica. And based on Wanda turning on Monica at the end of this episode, looks like Wanda's still drinking Agnes's Kool-Aid for now. Then Wanda tells Monica,
I'm a twin. I had a brother. His name was Pietro.
Pietro Maximoff, Quicksilver. He died in Sokovia in Age of Ultron. And Wanda's tapping back into this past when she sings a Sokovian lullaby. And I love how Wanda's accent reverts when she says Pietro. And then Monica, thinking she has an in here, tries to connect with her.
He was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?
And this breaks Wanda out of the trance just briefly, returning her to that reality of being an Avenger and that whole MCU history. But it's too early. Wanda does not want that right now. And she sees that sword necklace and connects it to the logo that she saw on the helicopter toy on the Beekeeper. She steps in threateningly, and then suddenly Monica is gone.
Where's Geraldine?
Oh, she left, honey. She had to rush home.
Wanda looks eerily calm, kind of like Mia Farrow at the end of Rosemary's Baby, or that creepy boy at the end of the Twilight Zone episode after he banished the bad man. The aspect ratio widens out, and we see the exterior sword perimeter camp as Monica crash lands outside to the monkey's Daydream Believer, which we talked about in the earlier trailer breakdown. In these shots, you can see the town welcome sign with logos for various community groups, including the Eagle Club and the Community Watch Group. I think that's one Vision joined. It's got this eye logo. Whether Sword or someone else, someone is always watching Westview. And if you look closely, there is a house visible from the outside, telling us that Westview was an actual town established in the real world before Wanda's pocket reality warped it into this sitcom illusion. Also note, and this is important, Monica's 70s clothes do not change on the outside, suggesting that whatever changes Wanda makes on the inside of the pocket reality remain lasting changes to all of reality on the outside. Something to keep in mind in case Wanda happens to say, "Let there be mutants." Did I do that? Ooh, one last detail I want to leave you with. In the closing credits of these episodes, you can briefly hear, among all the scoring, the sounds of a woman wailing in sadness. So however Wanda may seem right now, deep down is a woman in distress. Support us by checking out our unusual couple shirt at newrockstarsmerch.com, along with other fun designs like a Hi, I'm Eric Voss shirt. Follow me at EA Voss, follow New Rockstar, subscribe to New Rockstars on YouTube, hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching. Boom. Did I do that?